boy, is it a nice Friday. Today I was out in the backyard just kind of wrapping up some of my spring projects that I wanted to get done before summer comes, before the heat really sets in and it's just too hot to get any of them done. And this year there were a few extra projects that I wanted to get done that I had kind of let go over the last couple years. And so yeah, I've spent a bit of time out here in the yards. I think I'm just about all wrapped up. And so I thought I'd show you some of those projects and kind of show you my planters and my garden and how it's come along over the last couple of weeks with the drip system that I put into place, and kind of answer a few questions as well, or address a couple comments that were in my last video. Alrighty, so first off, I had talked to you about how I had painted my stamped concrete with a heat technology paint. And when you do paint stamped concrete like this, you do get chips in it. Yes, that was a comment that I got asked a lot. Does it chip? Does it peel? My stamped concrete was sealed before I painted it, so moisture doesn't come up through the concrete. If your concrete is not sealed, you will get bubbles peeling, and it won't adhere very well. But because it had been sealed before, the paint has held up remarkably well. It has chipped if over time. I'm not gonna say it hasn't. It wasn't anything that a little bit of touch-up paint didn't patch up and fix. But, you know, it did get dirty. It did get scratches on it from the doodles in this area a lot. And so when I went to Lowe's, they are doing away with the heat technology paint, and they're just sticking with the stain. And they had 4 gallons left, so I bought all 4 gallons, had them colored. But because there's only 4 gallons left, I did it a bit strategically. I used the heat technology paint on the sections of the concrete where the sun hits, on the dog side only. My main concern is the doodles and their paws. I don't want their paws getting burnt. And so what I did under the patio cover here is, because it stays pretty cool and shaded, I used Valspar's regular concrete paint under there, and they only had it in a satin finish, not a matte finish. And so there are 4 squares, this one, this one, this one, and that one over there, that do have a sheen to it. And because there's a sheen, it'll be easier to clean. And I did seal this area as well with a top coat, hoping that it wouldn't get as dirty from the dogs going in and out. I did the heat technology, and all over there I did the heat technology. And I had about a half gallon left. And so I did water it down. And so what I did was I just did a quick once over on all of the concrete out here, just to clean it up and make it look new again. And it looks amazing. And because I've got a gate here, I ended up putting a rug there. So hopefully it would prevent it from scratching and chipping as much as it was. Willow got her cut down. She is down to all skin, getting ready for summer so she can swim. Her fur was pretty matted. But yeah, so it is all clean, and I got this done. And like I said, I watered this paint down just a bit because it was a water-based paint. And so I was very easily able to do a quick once-over on the areas around the pool with the heat technology, just to clean it up a bit. Now for the drip system, I'm super happy with it. So this is the strawberry. I thought it was dying, but it came back to life. And I will tell you that I had to replace the tip here and not use the spray attachment. I needed to go with a drip, and this is like a 1 drip something or other, because my pots were flooding and I didn't want to get root rot. And my strawberry plant had just about died. You can see that And so I let it dry out for a few days. I went to the drip instead of the spray, and now it is coming back. And so yay for that. And my bin here, these were all seeds, and even a new seed here is popping up. Look at that. How fun is that? Another one. And so I had planted seeds in this whole bin of yellow summer squash and summer zucchini. And look at that. It is already taken off. Yeah, $1.25 in seeds. And look at what I'm getting here. We are going to get so much squash and zucchini. I am so excited about it, and this is so perfect for it because it's going to vine, and it has a lot of area to vine to. And so, yeah, that was perfect for it. My basil is doing amazing. Would you look at that? And again, this is on a drip. I took the sprinkler out. And so, yeah, I love basil. Big bruschetta person, and so I'll be making some bruschetta with the tomatoes from my salsa garden. Look at this, I need to put it down. The city came and cut all of the trees back here on the city side, and my ties that were on the fence got cut from them. And so now I need to retie it down because it's flying. That's another project I gotta do. And I put that up just for privacy. Don't really like it open along here, but when they cut all of the bushes on that side, they must have hit the zip ties. And so, yeah, that needs to be fixed. But I'm glad they did it because it was growing through and it was driving me nuts. I'd have to go and cut it all the time. And so, yeah, they cut it down fairly well. Okay, so here is the fig tree that my dad gave me last year. And I had also pointed out that I had some kind of a berry bush or something that was growing here. Let me back up. Yeah, this is a berry. It grew without me even planting it. Don't know where it came from. It wasn't there when I planted the fig tree. Now, a lot of you said that the fig tree is going to get too big, and this area is probably not a good place for it. I kind of figured that might happen, but I don't have anywhere else to plant this tree. There is just nowhere. I had a palm tree here that I cut down, and maybe I should have tried to get the roots up. I drilled into it and put some root killer in it so it would just kind of decompose in the ground. But this was the only place that I had to plant this tree, and I really wanted it because my dad gave it to me and he grew it from just a leaf, if you can believe that. Yeah, it's gonna have to stay there for now, and when it gets bigger, I kind of will cross that bridge when I get to it. But yeah, look at that, it's doing great. And the berry, whatever berry that is, I'm excited to see when it bears fruit, what kind of fruit it is. I'm gonna say it's probably blackberries or raspberries. I don't know, but I definitely did not plant that, so it was a pleasant surprise. This here is gonna be another strawberry plant. If it starts sprouting, we'll see. This here is golden raspberries, and this pot here does need the sprinkler because the power and the pressure isn't as much as the other pots. But yeah, this is starting to grow, and it came from a bag. This one is not growing yet, and I don't know. I don't know what this one was. Maybe blackberries or boysenberries. But this one, nothing is happening yet. This one is growing. We've got some growth there. It doesn't typically grow off of the stem when you buy it in the bag like I bought at Sprouts. It usually starts sprouting up from the root. And so, yeah, that one is starting to grow. This was the kiwi, and this had a sprinkler head on it, and it was flooding it and drenching it, and I thought I lost it like the strawberries. And so I had replaced the head with just a drip, and now the kiwi is coming back. So yay for that. A little bit of fertilizer and less water, and it's going. I've got my sunflowers here that are growing, and you know, the drip line is working perfect. I replaced my yard lights with these lantern lights that Hobby Lobby had on clearance for 80% off last week, their spring sale. And so you can see that I added a bunch of those to the yard. I think I bought like 17 of them, and I got them for under $100, all of them. And they were tall like this, but they unscrew here in the middle, and so I unscrewed them so there would be shorter ones. I didn't want tall ones. And this was another solar light from Hobby Lobby that was 80% off. It was so cute. I got two of them, one there, and I put one at the end over there. I am just obsessed with these lights. I had bought these garden flag stake lights at Tractor Supply store last year when I bought all my pots and stands. And so when I saw these at Hobby Lobby, I just thought, okay, self, you know, they're 80% off. When are you going to come across that again? They're perfect for the yard. And so, yeah, I got those. And I'm so happy that this is starting to come back. It was super weak because it was getting overwatered. And like I said, I went to the drip on that. And here are my plants that are really starting to grow. The tomatoes. I've got some wood chips in there because Allie and I bought 280 ladybugs and freed them the other night here in the garden. And it doesn't look like there's too many left in here. Oh, look, there's one. It's still in there. There's another one. Yeah, there's a bunch. I bought 280 of them and just released them in here, and all the plants were covered, and it's so good for your plants. I might buy another pack at Lowe's, but this is another berry here. This berry is doing fantastic. Look at that. I feel like maybe that one isn't getting enough water, but this one, this raspberry is doing fantastic, and the blackberry, maybe it'll start getting a bit stronger. We'll see. And then I took my old yard lights and just put them along the house here just to use them, so I wasn't wasting them. But this, I don't know what it is. It did not, I didn't plant that. I want to say it's probably some kind of squash. I don't know. We'll see what it is. And this one is the blueberry. So that one is going. Now, a lot of you asked why I pulled up my tomato plants from last year, that they would probably grow back. In the climate that I live in, we have extreme heat and extreme cold in the winter. And I don't typically pull up my tomato plants or even my peppers. This pepper was from last year. This plant was last year's plant, and it survived. And so was this one. And so, you know, those came back. But the tomatoes were brown and soggy and just dead and wilted. And so I had to do away with them. My dad gets lucky enough that he can sometimes get a year or two out of his tomatoes, but I haven't been that lucky yet. And so, yeah, I've just got the three different, this is the Tidy Treats, so the small ones. This is the Lemon Boy, and then I've got the Celebrity, which are a bit bigger. And we'll see. This year I'm only going with 3 instead of 6. I hope it's enough tomatoes, but we'll see. And then these lights here were also ones that I got at Tractor Supply store that I just loved. And so yeah, looks like they kind of need a touch of spray paint, don't they? So I put some succulents here. I have a couple pots up against the fence here because it just kind of helps with the wind and the fence moving or blowing over, because it does get pretty windy. And I thought it was just a cool decorative thing to add anyway. I got these lights at Walmart, but these 3 I have to hand water, and they're doing great. I water them once a week, and you can see that this one is really starting to sprout now. And so, yeah, just something that doesn't need a lot of water that I can water once a week. And then these are doing fantastic. I have them with the drip line. This one is doing fantastic. It is like tripled in size since it's been put in there with the drip line. And this one is doing really good too. I've had this bike for about 20 years. I think I got it at an antique store somewhere in Bouquet Canyon. And we would go eat breakfast at this restaurant, and there was an antique store right next to the breakfast place that we really liked, and this was there, and I just loved it and picked it up. And it used to be inside the house, and I didn't want it in the house anymore. I didn't want to get rid of it, so I brought it out here and decided to use it as planters. And I put succulents in it, and this succulent, that's bird poop, just so you know. I have a nest up there and I don't mind it. They can stay up there because we love birds. We have houses for them everywhere. But anyway, so this one was a succulent that fell off of that plant over there. And Google said that if I let the end of it dry out, I could then replant it and it would grow. And I did let it dry out. I replanted it. There is some small growth right there of a new flower that is going to start sprouting. And if you do that with just the pieces like this, they will sprout as well. And so this is an aloe vera one. I've always wanted one of those, and I'm excited that that one is starting to sprout. And this one is doing great. I tapped into this sprinkler here because I don't have any plants here, and just zip tied the drip line to the bike and tried to hide it so that way I don't have to water this. And so yeah, it's working great so far. And I'm happy. It's kind of all self-sufficient and the yards are looking great. And so yeah, I'm happy with how everything is coming in, and I've been working on my front yard, the courtyard, and so you'll want to stay tuned for that DIY. It is completely done. It is a before and after of my courtyard, the stamped concrete there and what I did to it, and I'm so excited about the way it turned out. But for now, I just thought I'd give you an update. So many of you had questions about the fig tree, wanted to know how the drip line was, and just wanted to be updated on how the garden was growing. And I think it's great when you can plant some seeds like I did for the squash and the zucchini, and you see them take off like that. And it's so inexpensive. And if you do it at the right time, you're gonna get a great outcome. And so yeah, I'm excited for our harvest to see how many we get. It's gonna be a fun year, I think, of vegetable growing. And I definitely wouldn't say I have a green thumb, but I'm learning. And last year was my first successful year with the tomatoes. And so this year I'm hoping I have an even better successful year. And you know what? Speaking of which, oh my goodness, I have to show you this. So I had seen a TikTok where they said if you cut your green onions and you leave the root, that you can regrow your green onions. And so just for the heck of it, I wanted to try with 2 of my green onions about a week and a half ago, and let me show you what happened. Yeah, look at that. The green onion is sprouting. I have one there and I've got one there. That one, I don't know, it might sprout, but that one is definitely sprouting. And so before you throw the root of your green onion away, maybe try planting it and see if you can get yourself a couple more green onions out of it. Like, I just love that. They say you can get about 2 or 3 growths or regrowths out of one, so we'll see. But I tell you, I'll never throw my roots away again. They're gonna come right out here and get planted. So everything is lit up nicely. You can see the lanterns there. I've got motion lights back here, so it's a bit more lit up when I move. but you can see that all the lights are just amazing. So yeah, hope you enjoy just coming along and seeing how my gardens go in. I've got, like I said, the front yard, courtyard DIY before and after that you'll want to stay tuned for. That's going to come up next week. And I've also got some treat videos and a couple of recipes. I've really been filming in overdrive, staying busy, and I'm excited to bring you some content, so you'll want to stay tuned for it. So until next time, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Have a fantastic day. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm going to say. Stay positive, please, because I'm sure trying. Bye for now, everybody.